Visual data storytelling is a process of extracting information from data and transforming it into a sequencing story supported by data visualizations. They have been shown as a better way of communicating information and make it more memorable and effective in capturing the audience's attention. However, to create an effective visual storytelling, users are required to have skills in data analysis, visualization design, communication, and story design. It is not only the storyteller's intentions that matters, but also the audience's ability to grasp the key takeaways within a limited time frame. To address this issue, we create NarratorVis to automatically create a visual data story that are more aware in users' intention and audience needs. To demonstrate, we use a case study by using NarratorVis to create presentations tailored for first-year students. We conducted an in-lab user study focusing on the task with preparing a presentation insight on the 1992 Los Angeles riots to a freshman audience. The dataset, Los Angeles 1992 riots death, included records of individuals who died during the six-day riots in Los Angeles provided by the LA Times, in source from Kaggle, a data science platform hosting over 45,000 datasets. However, despite being a master student, the user was uncertain about the appropriate complexity level for freshman students' audience. This uncertainty came not from a lack of understanding of academic levels, but rather from limited familiarity with the dataset. Additionally, with a limited preparation window, leaving the user with minimal time to tailor users' content. The user began by uploading a CSV file containing relevant data about the 1992 Los Angeles riots. The user quickly reviews the CSV preview area to ensure selected the correct data file. The user began to specify the target audience. In the drop-down menu, the user was presented with 4 options. Recognizing that the user audience consists of first-year students, the user eliminated the quick and expert options. The rationale for this decision lies in the fact that both the user and the audience are relatively unfamiliar with the dataset. However, as university students, the audience was expected to possess a foundation understanding of a social issue. The beginner option corresponded to DOK1, focused primarily on recalling simple facts and performing basic data retrieval. While this might align with the novel audience, the user determined that the may overly simplify the contents for the user's intended audience. Instead, the user selected the general option, which aligned with DOK2. DOK2 emphasizes conceptual understanding and provides opportunities to uncover deeper insights beyond straightforward data visualization. By selecting this option, the user aims to balance accessibility with the need for a meaningful exploration and analysis of the data. Given that this is a historical event dataset, the user decided to use the flow storytelling pattern to construct the narrative. It enabled the presentation of information in a step-by-step manner, progressively revealing the story. Then, the user set a presentation duration of 5 minutes. After confirming the parameters and running the tool, NarratorVis generated a draft presentation that included a coherent story structure with the titles and descriptive text and supported visualization tailored to the input. Upon reviewing the scoring section, the user was satisfied with the data coverage rate presented in the output. The FRES was confirmed to fall within the range of 60 to 70, aligned with scores of most standard documents. This score indicates that the text was easy to read, yet not overly simplistic, fitting the user's expectation for readability and complexity. For instance, the generated text effectively summarized a pie chart by stating the leading case of death is homicide, accounting for 57.14% of the cases. The next most common cases are officer-involved shooting, 50.87%, and deaths not related to riot, 14.29%. This distribution suggests a high level of violence, with homicides being the dominant cause of death. The explanation not only clearly described the visual data but also concludes with the comment. Adding depth to the analysis, the user generally pleased with the output. Yet, the user desired a summary at the end of the document to provide conclusion to the narrative. Therefore, the user added this requirement in the prompt field. In addition, the user wanted to explore the type of content generated at different levels of complexity. Consequently, the user adjusts the parameters to DOK level 3 and modifies the text level setting to observe the change in the narrative. Finally, the user navigates to the term list section, where the system highlighted certain terminology that the audience might not be familiar with and suggested that further explanation could be beneficial. The user selected 2 terms from the list and proceeded to regenerate the story with this refinement. The newly generated story was displayed in the story output section. After reviewing the update version, the user decided to compare several narrative sections with those from the previous version. To facilitate this, the user switched the panel to history for side-by-side comparison. Upon comparison, the user saw that terms selected for explanation is showed in the context, and there is a summary for the whole data. However, the previous version was already sufficient for the user's needs. As a result, the user chose to proceed with the earlier version and use the editing panel to refine the text. After implementation of these changes, the user finalized the presentation.